So welcome to video number 2 in this How I Play Footy Blast, and we're dealing here with the setting up of the game. So the game is played over 4 quarters of 20 minutes and you have 18 players on the field. You have 4 interchange players, which are these players here, and the substitute for any injuries, who's known as the emergency player. The way you set your team or players up is totally up to you. There are several ways. I'm doing a 2021 replay and I'm actually using the as played lineups. There is a website out there if anybody wants to know about it and use that website. I can give that information. But effectively you have 6 forwards, 6 midfields and 6 defenders, and some players can play midfield and forward or midfield and defence, yada yada yada. This player here, M/R, he is a ruck player. He gets involved in the rucks and that becomes important. So you split them up into 6, 6 and 6. There's nothing to say that you cannot play somebody out of position. It doesn't detriment them. But what you tend to look, if you look at the numbers up here, which are the numbers that will be generated by these 2 D10s, you'll see that the range is higher on the left hand side than it is on the right hand side. So by inference you need to put your better starred players, your better kicking players, over to the left. The 4 substitutes I've just put on the side because that's where I like to keep them, as well as the substitute player. But how you pick the 18 players and the 4 interchange and the emergency player, you can just look at all the players and pick which ones you want, and that will be fine. Or if you notice, each player's got a number at the bottom here, so you could take each player and roll the 2 D10s, and if that number is underneath the number that says play, then he's eligible to play. So you can roll it for every single player, work out who is eligible, and from that you work out who you want to play. If you don't get enough players, if you don't get 23 players, then up to you. You can just pick the ones that are left out of the ones that didn't make it, or you can roll again until you get enough. The only rule that you have to follow is that in your interchange players you must have a forward, a defender and a midfielder, at least one of them. So obviously if you've got a midfield forward, then they're covered by covers 2 positions. Obviously if you're doing a as lined up replay like I am, that really goes out the window because it's whoever's was playing. So that's how you set up. You would work out your lineups, either pick them as you want, use the play number or get an as played list. Just going back to these boards here, these numbers are the ones that tell you what the player is when it's requested. The 1 to 6 here gives you the positions that you'll see off some of the actions that take place. And once you've done this and you've done it for both teams, you're ready to go. So hopefully you'll join me for number 3, which will probably be how substitutes work.